Let's see. Here we go. Here we go.
On that tube, man, live on that tube right now.
Yeah. Let me turn this down. Because every time when oh, my wife is on. Oh, snap.
Jasmine, what's up? Good morning.
My wife is on. Good morning, honey. Now, let's do it like this. About to just put it on Instagram real quick.
Good morning.
So is it gonna be live on IG too?
Nah, I'm not going live on IG.
Oh, okay. Is there a way that like are people being notified that you're live right now?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know about that part.
Oh, okay.
That part I do not know. It would be dope if they did that though.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I don't know if everybody knows that we're going live again, or at least we don't. It doesn't have like that subtle reminder that like IG has.
Yeah, that part kind of is whack. That part is trash.
If there are any subscribers, they would know on YouTube.
Oh yeah, they'll know, but that's it. That's all that's gonna know as far as that part go, notifications wise. But that's why I just be sharing and stuff like that. So, all right, welcome to the Flip the Switch podcast, where we flip the switch on everything.
Everything.
What's good, man? What's good?
Hey man, I like it, man. You was a little more active this time too. You
know what I'm saying? Trying to bring the
make
energy,
a song every time. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to bring that energy. You feel me?
We can make a song every time.
Yeah. We're gonna start making a song on the spot. That's what we're gonna start doing. From now on, we're making a song on the spot as the intro. We're gonna make a brand like I'm gonna let that just be the intro from now on. I'm not even gonna play no music behind it. I'm just gonna do a brand new song every week. We're gonna be the first. We're gonna be the first.
Hey, Jasmine said she liked the singer. You know what I'm saying? See, we gotta
see. You never know who likes it. You know what I'm saying? Till you try it. You gotta try it, then you know what I'm saying? Like, see who likes it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go till I run out of notes. I'm gonna try to find a new note every week.
So yeah, a new note, new way, new rhythm, new all of that.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun, man. We're gonna and then we're gonna make it, and then we're gonna put an album together with that.
Everything.
On everything, man. Hey, you know, I think I'm gonna put that on a shirt, on everything. I gotta put some type of image with it though, or something. I don't know. We're gonna see.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you do the highlight again this week. And then if my wife wants to hop in with the random opinion, that would be dope. But if not, it's all good. You could type it in too, honey. Like if you don't want to come off mute, you just want to type it in, you can do that too. But yeah, and then if it's anybody on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, like that want to hop in with it.
I'll do it. The kids are in the background though. Hold on, let me pause the office.
I'm trying to think of what my highlight's gonna be. I know what it is.
Oh, I know what I did too. Dang. I can't change it now. I just realized I keep forgetting that I have to change the. I keep forgetting that it doesn't show people on the screen that aren't actually like they have their videos muted. It doesn't show them. So I gotta remember to set it up to where it still shows them
at least the picture.
Yeah, like I'm sure that would still be nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, I don't know if it's in the, let me see. It could be in the regular. All right, hold on. Let me just, you can do the highlight though if you want to. Like if you're ready with the highlight now, you can do the highlight now.
Okay. All right, so my highlight this week is something we've had a brief discussion before, but I'm gonna highlight. Should I highlight the director? I'm gonna highlight Christopher Nolan.
Oh,
what I'm really highlighting, to be honest though, because I'm gonna highlight Christopher Nolan because he got another movie that I could throw in there that he did amazing on. But what I'm really highlighting him for particularly is the Dark Knight series. Man. Yeah, I want to like highlight what literally got me through like the week that I was in. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
this
why
week.
I did Andrea Day last time, because really how they got me through that week. It was all my discussions and all my entertainment. So my discussions have been this time the Dark Knight series, because I've been watching the Dark Knight series again. I watched Dark Knight when Netflix first got it back, but now they got Batman Begins, and just amazing movie, man. Man, it's so amazing. Like it's as good as Dark Knight. It's just a different story. It just doesn't have a performance.
Wait, what movie is this again?
Batman Begins.
So you're okay. Gotcha.
So I'm highlighting him for the whole series. I haven't rewatched Dark Knight Rises because Netflix don't have it for some reason. I don't know why they had the first two movies and not have that. I don't understand that at all. But I've watched Batman Begins and watched Dark Knight again, and I mean, Batman Begins doesn't have that riveting performance from Joker. You know what I'm saying? Like Joker is in Dark Knight, so he steals the show in that movie. But just the writing, the lighting, the angles, it's just an amazing movie. The dialogue, you know what I'm saying? Like some of the stuff that they say, you gotta either you die a hero or live long enough to watch yourself become a villain. Like that's a bar. That's a bar.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And what did old girl say to Batman? She said, it's not about who you are underneath, but what you do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like this, they dropping bars. Like this movie got real, you know what I'm saying? Like it got gems in it, man.
No, for real, I'm with it.
So yeah, man. So you know, I'm like, yeah, I gotta put them that series up, man. It's an awesome movie. It's the best version of Batman that I recognize. My favorite version of Batman.
I'm ready for the random opinion if you guys are.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
My random opinion is breakfast food is overrated. I don't care for pancakes. I don't care for waffles. I don't care for eggs, bacon. I'd rather go without it.
Eggs and bacon, dang.
I don't like eggs at all. I mean, I like it, but I can go without it. Like now people, like Mark, he'll go to we'll go like to Denny's or something like that, and he'll get breakfast food, and I won't.
Oh. I never get breakfast food at Denny's. I only get breakfast food.
Hold on, let me say this real quick.
I would never buy myself breakfast food ever. I would never buy a pancake breakfast ever. If somebody gave it to me, that's fine. But you would never see me go anywhere and say, "Can I get the pancakes breakfast with bacon, toast, and eggs?" Ever. No, ever.
Now let me say this. You see what I got to deal with? See what I got to do with? Everybody else will eat.
My honey makes the best pancakes, so that's the only pancakes I'll eat.
Yeah, she'll eat mine. She'll eat mine whenever I do make it, which it's been a long time since I made some. So I feel like now I need to go back to making pancakes. You know what I'm saying?
Like the traditional eggs, bacon, pancake. I probably wouldn't go to a restaurant and get that, but I'll get variations of breakfast foods. Like I just recently went to the Loaded Cafe and they have the spinach Alfredo stacker. Like it's chicken, spinach, cheese on eggs. You know what I'm saying? And it's like an omelet almost. And it comes with a churro or crate, like banana cheesecake crate. Like I'll still eat. I love that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
See, I'll eat the spinach and all that stuff, but I don't eat
like
eggs
the basic bacon eggs. Like you mean just that?
No, I don't eat breakfast food. Period.
Oh,
Any form of breakfast, I don't eat.
There's no
bacon. You know, bacon is
I'll eat bacon like on like a you're welcome, son. A burger or something like that. Probably not like even a strip. But just to have like pancakes and bacon is just no. If somebody made it, it's not nasty. It's just something I'm not fond of. If somebody make it, I'll eat it. But I would never ever buy it ever. Hey. Never bought it before in my life.
Hash browns? I love restaurant made hash browns though.
Here come my mom. Here come my mom. Mom, what you got to say?
I'm a witness to that.
That's why we went to breakfast. I love her so
she
much.
Got a burger.
No, for real.
Oh, when we went to breakfast?
Yeah, Jenny.
When y'all went out that time?
Yeah, when we went to breakfast. I didn't get breakfast food.
All right, Jasmine, I got a question. What about the combination of chicken and waffles? Do you like that?
See, that's good. See, let me not say I would never buy it because I did go to Roscoe's and get some chicken and waffles. So I take that back. Okay. But that's because my mom wanted to go there for breakfast. So I did get that and I do like that. But like if it was like anywhere else, I just wouldn't get it.
But that's about as far as you go. That's your limit.
Yeah, like and that's just like for like even Roscoe's. Like I wouldn't like, let's go to Roscoe's and get breakfast. But if I'm going with somebody, I will get chicken and waffles from there. I will do that. But that's it.
Okay.
But I would never suggest going there to eat breakfast, no matter how good their chicken and waffles is. I'm just not a breakfast eater.
Dang.
Listen, let me tell you something before we continue on with this random opinion. There will never be a worse random opinion in history, worse than Alana's. Like, there's nothing that will
I don't know how you can top not liking mac and cheese or coffee. Like, that. Gosh,
like she
just never had good macaroni and cheese. Probably
exactly. She never had good mac and cheese.
She said that's what everybody says,
and she never had good coffee. Like she never had the, you know what I'm saying, the flavor, like the really good flavors of coffee.
I can go without coffee. I don't get the hype.
Yeah, but I mean, like you ain't never downplayed coffee either.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's what
I can go without it too, but it's legit though.
It's legit. Like, there's no way around that.
Yeah, it's just so much you can do with it. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like I keep it up there because there's so much you can do with it. There's no.
You can make it hot. You can make it cold. You can, you know what I'm saying, turn it into a frap. You know, an ice drink. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's so much.
All these different flavors.
You can't really count it out because you can't count out 1,000 variations. Like, are you counting out every variation of coffee? Like,
right? Like, because if you put in like the French vanilla and the caramel macchiato together, that's.
I will say this: you have to have the right creamer and stuff because I was at work one morning. I was so sleepy. And my coworker, she was like, "Oh, they have coffee in there." I'm okay. And she was like, "I have creamer in the refrigerator because they have creamer and stuff like that there, but they try to do it as cheap as possible." And she had creamer in the refrigerator, and it was the nastiest thing I ever had in my life. I was literally just drinking it just to stay up. I'm like, I have to have high quality everything when it comes to that. Like it tastes like plastic.
Like the creamer got to be lit for me. I do not like nasty creamer or even basic creamer. I gotta have like flavor.
And my mom, she drinks like powdered creamer.
I do not do that.
But see, I ain't gonna lie though. I had to have my first dose of basic regular coffee, regular creamer, sugar, and that was it. when my firstborn was look, when my firstborn was when my first son was born, my oldest child was born. I had to go downstairs to the hospital's cafeteria and drink some coffee. And
Shout
that was
out
just
to
all
my
I had.
husband. He stayed up for like 2 days straight.
Man, I know
It
that
was-
struggle.
it was
I know
bad.
that struggle.
I just like I had
You
to
be
deal
up.
with it, but it actually helped me to be okay with that taste. So now when I go to like McDonald's and get coffee, whenever that is, it's been a while now, but whenever you know what I'm saying, like I can do like the 4 creams, 8 sugars, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I'm good with that. You know, they got to figure out something with their sugars because it ain't hitting. I probably need to say 12 sugars or something because it ain't hitting like it's supposed to. But
When I go to
you know what I'm saying? It does
McDonald's,
the job.
the
It
only
does the
coffee
job.
I get McDonald's is the macchiato.
Caramel.
It has
Yes,
almost
they
no
caramel
caffeine.
macchiato is really good. Yes, yes.
It has almost no caffeine. It feels like it's just all sugar, but that bitch is good. Sweet. That McDonald's, oh my
That's
god,
so true.
that mess is
Hey,
so
no,
sweet.
for real.
Don't depend on it to keep you up.
Man, yeah, right. You're gonna be up because of the sugar, not the caffeine.
Yeah,
That
nah,
mess is sweet.
it gets in the way. That's why I had to realize too, like, don't go to Starbucks if you're trying to like stay awake. Go to McDonald's because like if I do the 4 creams, 8 sugars, even though like the sugar ain't really there to me like that for whatever reason, but like it'll help me stay up, like because I actually get to the caffeine. You know what I mean? But like if the caffeine is covered up, it don't help as much as like I would like for it to. So let me ask y'all this real quick before we move on. What do y'all consider to be the best creamer? Or what is your favorite creamer?
Whatever creamer you come home with, I don't know what it is. What's the creamer you use?
Oh, I normally use caramel macchiato.
Oh, well, yeah, that one.
I don't know. All right, so this is gonna sound a little bit out the box, but I remember because I try a creamer almost every time I go to the grocery store. I try to find a new one almost every time. Like I really don't stick to one for very long. But I know one that we did buy repetitively after we found it was the Reese's creamer. It's so good.
It is.
So good. Yeah, because it's subtle. Yeah, it tastes like peanut butter and chocolate, but it's subtle, man. It don't taste like you're drinking candy.
That
It
sounds like
really
it would be
do
too
still
overwhelming.
taste like
Peanut
coffee.
butter, chocolate, and then the coffee.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That the only thing about it is that it's subtle. That's the reason why I like it, because I expected it to be like I'm drinking candy. Like I thought it was gonna be overwhelming, but it's like it tastes like peanut butter and chocolate, but it's subtle enough to make you feel like you're still drinking a grown-up drink, like you're still drinking coffee. So like I guess it depends on how much you use also. But that creamer is bomb though. I've bought that multiple times. But I'm really adventurous with creamer. I try every time I go to the grocery store. One brand. I don't know the name of that brand, but it's one brand out there that they throw out some new almost every time I'm in the grocery store. I mean, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I've seen all kinds of flavors from them, but so I'm not like stuck to one flavor. The old faithful French vanilla is still good though.
Yeah.
I mean, Old Faithful.
You can't go wrong with the foundation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
at the end of the day, it's still good.
It's still good. It's still good and faithful. My good and
if I
faithful.
had nothing else and saw that, I wouldn't be mad at all. Like I'd be satisfied. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm with that.
It can't be the one that like that has the reduced sugars and all that stuff. It got to be.
We ain't doing none of that.
I mean that's I tried that. It just God was like, son, I tried to tell you that wasn't it, and you still went. But you know what I'm saying? I gave you grace, and now you know. So now you know that don't you ever do that again. That is not for me. that is a counterfeit.
Yeah, we won't do that.
Just like decaf is counterfeit. Like I'll never understand. No. My mom has.
I don't even like decaf.
I'm like, how?
I don't even like decaf tea. I don't understand it. I'm like, why?
Wait, there's decaf tea. Why is there decaf anything?
I don't get it. Like, what are we doing? We really just drinking this for the taste? Are we doing that for real? Come on, y'all. Why?
Yo, Chris, I gotta ask you before we move on, bro. Like, what's
Chris
your
is in the
creamer?
building?
Yeah, he in there.
Yo, what up, man? What's good?
Yo, man, what's up? I gotta jump in and I gotta jump off, man.
Okay,
good. So, what's your favorite creamer, bro?
Creamer, the hazelnut, man.
All right,
hazelnut. Yeah,
all right.
I'm with it.
I used to not like hazelnut at first, but then like I started mixing it in and all that other stuff. It's like, oh, it serves a really good purpose. It serves
Yeah,
a really
mixed
good
with
I'm
purpose.
fresh
not a
vanilla is bomb.
I'm
Yeah.
not a big coffee drinker, but when I started drinking more coffee because of work, yeah, the hazelnut it works every
Yeah,
time, man. It's
Oh
the best
yeah.
flavor for
yeah.
me.
Oh
And
yeah.
I like eating a lot of variety of nuts too. So I think just a combination of the hazelnut flavor and the coffee is why I like it.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm with it. I'm with it. So today, so an interesting topic came up recently between me and my wife, and I thought it would be cool to kind of talk about it on the podcast. And it's circumcision. And I didn't know that when you get circumcised, you lose some nerves. And that ultimately affects, the feeling of, that you could possibly have, in the bed. But I wanted to bring it up because there so if you look in the Bible, especially if you look in the Old Testament, they talk about it in the New Testament too, but if you look in the Old Testament, Moses, when he's coming back to Egypt, he's on his way back to Egypt, and his wife is rolling with him. She like gets mad at him, goes off with him because he didn't circumcise their sons. So she goes off on him. She probably cusses him out. You know what I'm saying? And he has to circumcise them on the way there. So circumcision, I don't know if it was necessarily originally God's idea per se, but okay, for sure.
Okay. Hope everything's okay.
Hope everything's okay, bro. Take care of everything. But God would use circumcision to basically show, hey, this is my son, or this is my daughter. This is mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is my people. But I wanted to more so bring it up because a lot of times what happens is when things become a habit as time goes on in a community, a lot of times people don't explain to people that's, born later, like another generation or whatever, and that's coming up. They don't really explain a lot of times the why. They just expect them to do like, hey, this is part of the culture. You're supposed to be doing this too. And, you know what I'm saying? Not having the why explained, you know what I'm saying? It loses its value, I believe, because of that. Because if you can understand the why, if you can help somebody understand the why, then it's like, oh, I can see the value in that now. Like now I can value the same thing. But if you just saying, oh, you just got to do this, this is part of the culture, that doesn't hold too much weight. It doesn't have too much value from that perspective, depending on what it is. So let's talk.
You
know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
crazy that, you really dropped the gem with that, the why and the value thing though.
Because I mean, like if somebody, like for instance, if it came to like relationships and somebody was like telling their kids like, oh, hey, you should ask for like let me take it like this. If I told my sons, hey, make sure that you ask for the woman that you want to marry, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you ask her father for her hand in marriage, but I never explained to him why, then it's like not to say that he wouldn't do it, but he may not value it as much because it's like, okay, all I know is that you want me to do this. This is what my dad is telling me to do. And because I trust you, I'll just go ahead and do it. But he really doesn't he really doesn't value it as much because he doesn't really understand why he's doing it. Like if we go to even things like purpose, or I'm trying to build this business, or I'm trying to build this ministry, I'm trying to do whatever, like when you know the why, you value it a certain way. Other people don't value it that much because they don't have that same why. Their why is different. So, but you know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk. I mean, and anybody can kind of hop in whenever they feel like it. Chris said my views. I think on that one, I think it's something that needs to be explained more. I think it should be done more just for the cleanliness, not for the pleasure reason. Some people have to have it done because in certain countries, water is not accessible for them to keep it clean.
That's a good why, though.
That is a good why.
Well,
That's a good
for
why.
me, okay, so I feel like just me as a mother, when I first had my son, I parent just based off what my mom said I should do, and not like researching things on my own. But okay, Eder.
That's my daughter. Shout out to my daughter.
But me doing like my own research, and like I even watch videos of how it was done. I just feel like it was there. It's there for a reason, and if it didn't need to be there, I don't think it will be there. And it's so unnecessary. And I think it's just putting your baby through unnecessary pain. Like I did it with my first son, and I so regret it. So regret it. I don't think even like when Chris Bird said the cleanliness, it doesn't, like people say like, oh, it's a higher risk of infection. That's not true. That's not true.
No, I don't believe that.
It's not true. So yeah, I think it's unnecessary. I just think society tells us that it's something nasty, and then we feel like we have to do it. And then when people ask us why we do it, we go, oh, because of infection and all that stuff. But if you do proper research, you will know that it's not a higher chance of infection.
So let me throw this in there too. I think a lot of so when it comes to mystery and a lack of understanding, people will talk about what they don't understand, right? And they're gonna talk about it in a way that's really not true. Even if, but you know what I'm saying? Like they talk about it based off of how they feel, but because because they lack the understanding, they're saying things about it that's really not true.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying? Like you could be like, oh, I don't like Dre. Dre be doing, he be saying this, he be saying that. But if you don't know Dre, how could you really say anything about what he's saying, or you know what I'm saying, what he's doing? You don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know his heart or anything. You just know what you see off the top. You know what I'm saying? You just know the surface. So you just like, you know what I mean? Like you can't always take things for face value. Sometimes you gotta dig beyond, you know what I'm saying, beyond that, and you know what I'm saying, like actually see like, okay, is this the actual meaning of it? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is this?
And a lot of times, like when stuff is being said, we can have like an attitude towards something without ever having our own opinion, like our own opinion that's formed from our own research, from our own looking at it,
Right. That's so right.
Yeah,
I even heard women, like you ask them, I'm in this mom's group, and you ask them why they got their son circumcised, and they'll even say something as ignorant as, don't nobody want to have sex with a turtleneck or whatever. But it's like, you can't you're basing your sexual pleasure, your sexual preference on your child, saying that, oh, no one will have sex with your child, a person they're married, because of him being uncircumcised. And it's like, I don't understand. Like now, me as a mother, it's like I don't understand why I put my child through unnecessary pain for what? When I didn't even research, I know nothing about it. I just heard people say, "Oh, this is what you're supposed to do," and then I just did it. My baby was crying. He was like in so much pain afterwards. He was crying, and it was just like, "Oh, that's just what I had to do." But if somebody asked me why I did it, I wouldn't have an answer for it. But I have an answer why I didn't do it to Lennox, because of my own research. And after my research, I realized it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary.
See, for me, I would have said, oh, it's just what we do in the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And I mean, that answer still really doesn't hold any weight. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because it's a false, It's a false thing. Like why is the culture doing it? Because they don't even know. Most people don't know. It's just, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the weird thing about it. That's the weird thing about it, because like even if you try to go biblical, then you know I do believe that it was God's idea first. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that's one of the earliest manuscripts is the Abraham situation. But even when it comes to faith, all that was broken down when Jesus comes along. Like Paul tells us repeatedly, like it don't matter who circumcised or uncircumcised, like it doesn't mean anything anymore,
right?
In Christ, you know. So it's not even so. These people are doing it, and they're not Jewish. Probably not even Christian. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? And they're getting the circumcision, and I don't and without knowing why at all. Like we felt. I don't want to say a lot of pressure, but some people ask questions because I didn't get my son circumcised. Well, of course I'm not. If I'm not circumcised, I'm not gonna get my son circumcised. I don't see no reason for me to, you know. So, and it's like I said, I feel like that's a decision that he should make on his own. You know what I'm saying? If that's something that he want to do.
I agree.
I don't want to take that away from him. Age, you know?
That's something that me and my wife have talked about, you know what I'm saying, recently, is like certain things. Like for instance, earrings. She was like, you know, would you be okay with your sons getting earrings? And my answer, you know what I'm saying, I didn't say it, so she had to ask me for clarification. But I was like, no, I don't care. And so she had to ask me for clarification because I didn't put an age time frame on that. So she was like wondering if I was okay with it, like, you know, like at, you know, while they're like really like little kids. I'm like, nah, not that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like if they like once they get like older, like I don't know, maybe like 16 or something like that. That's just off the top of my head. And they're like, oh, hey, dad, you know what I'm saying, mom, can I get an earring? Like, okay, I mean, if that's what you feel like you can live with, you know what I mean? I'll talk to them about all the different risks and things like that, and you know, research with them and, you know, talk to them. But after that, if they still feel like I can live with this, I can, you know, I'm okay with this, with it. Hey, listen, my job is to help you to learn and to navigate life and help you get to a point where you can make decisions on your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's how I feel. We didn't get my Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, you know, my parents helped me get to a point where they started letting me make decisions. They would just talk to me about it. I remember there was this one time, one of my cousins had a birthday party, and you know what I'm saying, like my dad was and my mom, they let me and my brother make the decision on our own. My dad just kind of talked to us, just let us think. He didn't even like try to manipulate the situation. He just talked to us to see where our minds was at. They was gonna let us go. They were like, you know what I'm saying, they were gonna let us go. He just wanted to see where our mind was at. After we thought about it, we was like, nah, we're going to stay here. And I mean, not that this was a factor into it, but the party was super boring after, you know what I'm saying, after, like, we heard from my other cousin, like, it was trash. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I'm glad it didn't win for that reason too. But before that, it was just like the thought of all the different things that could possibly happen. And, you know what I'm saying? And that was just what was going on in my mind, right? Like, is this something that I really want to, do I really want to go over there or anything like that? Not just, you know, not that my cousins are, you know, the ones I'm talking about, like they weren't game bangers or nothing like that, but it was just like, what's going to be over there when we get over there? And I didn't really know that. And I was just like, had to think like, I think I probably took like 5-10 minutes to really think about that. And I was just like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna just stay home.
Yeah.
So,
and I think, you know, so, you know, and a lot of us, you know, sometimes grow up struggling with decision making. It's probably because we didn't get a whole lot of decisions to make when we were younger. You know what I'm saying? You don't get a whole lot of choices. So you know, we didn't even get my daughter's ears pierced. And I've had people question that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
really?
Yeah, that was like,
but it's
the same thing. It's like, if she wants to, she will, you know what I'm saying? If I pierce her ears now, she don't care about earrings. That's me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If I would have done it when she was way younger, that would have been for me, for pictures and for my views. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I'm putting her through. It's not a whole lot of pain, but I'm putting her through pain for no reason. You know what I'm saying? For me. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. If she wants to pierce her ears, she'll figure it out on her own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's her choice.
So you
But I've
pretty
had
much
people question me behind that. Like, yo, it's
so you
crazy.
pretty much allow your kids to just grow up with the idea of like I have freedom to choose.
Yeah, well,
For the most part. I mean, for
yeah,
you know
you know
what
what
I
I'm
mean?
saying? Like as they get older, we'll be picking and choosing. I mean, we'll be navigating on what things to present to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I think like one of my ideas on parenting overall is to give principles so that you can make decisions. You know what I'm saying? It's not to make decisions for you. It's to
Right.
give you the right principles and trust that you will make the right decisions. And then when you make the wrong decisions, I'm gonna just remind you of the principles. You know what I'm saying? I'm just remind you of what I already put in you. But I know how I've been like when I moved out of my house, how decision making was overwhelming for me at times. But I didn't have a whole lot of choices growing up though. I didn't make a whole lot of decisions, you know. And I don't want my kids like that. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be used to thinking on their own, you know.
See, I'm with you on that. One of my struggles with living life, you know what I'm saying, was that came about because I grew up in church where, you know, I grew up thinking like I didn't really have a choice in
you don't
have
a lot of decisions in church.
You know what I'm saying? Like because
because
sometimes how it's presented is and how it can be taken is sometimes like you don't have a choice when it comes to God's will. Like you like whether you do it now or you do it later, you're going to have to do whatever he chose you to do, which I do think to a degree it does happen that way. But I think that God just presents things, God himself will present things to you in a way where like it's still your choice, but the way that he sets it up for you is like you understand, like, you know what I'm saying, like which way to choose is like kind of the better choice, and like there's a why behind that, like to pay attention. Like just take for an example, my choice is just like, nope, I'm not gonna cuss no more, right? It wasn't even a matter of is this sinful or not. It was just a matter of I don't need to. So because God presented it to me that way, it was like, oh, okay. And I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I've maybe since then said like just a couple, you know what I'm saying? Like just a couple, you know what I mean? And it's just, but I mean, in the general, like overallness, like I've like 98, 99% of the time, like since then, I have not said one cuss word. But it's just because like there's the freedom to choose and the understanding of why I would choose this route versus the other route. You know what I mean? And I think that as people, we got to learn how to present God and the things of God and people's callings, purpose, and all that stuff in the same fashion. Like you say, give people the principles, give your kids the principles and things like that. And then that, you know what I'm saying, help them to kind of think on those things, but let them ultimately start making those choices. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I mean, obviously at 5 years old, you're not going to be like, oh, you can have the freedom to just, you know, choose to go to school or not. Or you can just, you know, maybe, so, you know what I'm saying? Certain things you kind of got to deal with. They got to deal with.
Maybe it depends on the reasoning.
Yeah,
if you come up with some awesome
know,
reasoning that I never heard before, I might consider it.
Right. You know what I mean? But like just in the general
but
sense,
that's the thing
like,
though. I want to be open to hear the reasonings. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like if you kind of, and granted, my kids are really young. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to try to speak from the standpoint of an expert parent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like I had to make myself comfortable with my reasoning, because my reasoning wasn't allowed to mature, because you don't get to say your reasons a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? When you're younger, and then most things that you're restricted from, you don't even get reasons behind why you're restricted from it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't.
Right.
So there's the parent-child disconnect. I don't get to tell you my reasons for why I want to do this, and then you're not even gonna tell me your reasons for why I shouldn't. So, so now we have a barrier here with no understanding. You know what I'm saying? There's a barrier, but there's no understanding into that barrier. And I just my prayer is that my kids just grow up with some understanding of why things are the way they are. You know what I'm saying? Of why I might tell you not to do this or to do that.
Do you make attempts to? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say that, but sometimes that comes with the risk of them choosing against what you want. But I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Because if they do, then they learn. You know. So, but if I don't even get them the chance to grow, man. Coming out here, moving out on my own at 22, I had to learn it all. It smacked me all in my face. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn it all at once. You know? Yeah.
So, do you try to explain to them now, like, things that you decide to do and things like that with them? Whether it's like discipline or
my kids are really young, so
whatever.
Like I said, my kids are really young. So like my daughter, I think probably the most recent thing that I've had to try to explain to her, she's only 4, right? Was about responsibility, because so sometimes she plays with another kid, and that other kid, I don't understand the reason why. That other kid likes to take her glasses off and hide them. I don't know why. It was weird at first. I was like, where your glasses at? You know what I'm saying?
Is it the same kid or is it always a different kid?
Same kid. And I caught that kid doing it one time. I was like, okay, you just have a habit. I don't understand this. Right. But my focus, even though that kid does that, kids do weird things, but my focus is on my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to teach you how to be responsible, right? So I took it as a lesson of responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not just telling you put your glasses back on. You know what I'm saying? But now I gotta show you. I gotta put you closer to the TV and then show you. Okay, the reason why you need to keep your glasses on is because you want to watch TV. You want to see. You know what I'm saying? Now I gotta teach you a new word. The word is. That's how I actually say it to her. The word is responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So now I gotta I gotta try to dig in deeper than just put your glasses back on. Because my first reaction was, let me get mad at you for not having your glasses on. You know what I'm saying? And right. So that was like my first approach to it. It's like, why you ain't got your glasses on? You know better. And it's weird. I started saying things like, you know better. This event never even occurred before. Right. You can tell that's just passed down parenting. I was like, you know better. I was like, wait, do she? I don't know. It's never even happened.
Dude, I'm learning right now. Like, dang, like, all right, yeah, that's me. My bad, son. I'm over here like apologizing in my head to my kids right now because I do that. Like, I'll get mad, and it's like, whether it's happened before or not, it's like. They clearly don't have a full understanding of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
obviously you don't understand.
You finally get it, honey. You finally get
it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'll be honest, like, my wife has tried to get me like, yo, like, honey, you, like, they don't get it. Like, they still, like, I know he's smart. Like Lennox, bro, Lennox is super smart. Like, genius type smart. But like, this dude still is like really like maturity wise, he's still really more like, you got to remember he's only like, he just turned 3. Like
he just turned 3.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you still got to like have mercy and give grace. But it's like that genius part of his mind for me, like gets to me. It's like, dude, you know this, like, how you know? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, but you can't really compare these different areas. Just like for me, like, all right, God, I see you. So you know what I'm saying? Like, just like even for me, it's like some areas I'm pretty mature. You know what I'm saying? I still got some growing to do in all areas, regardless. But some areas I'm more mature in than others.
Yeah.
And the same thing for my kids. Like, you gotta look at it the same way. Like, okay, he's immature in that area, but he still needs help in this area.
Yeah.
And just because that's why I don't believe in skipping kids, because like Lennox, he taught himself how to read at 2 years old. Mm-hmm. But just because he could do that, that doesn't mean that he's mature enough to know that, oh, okay, daddy told me to do this, and then we keep remembering that daddy told me to do this. He just turned 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't believe, like, if a kid is like, is smart enough to go to the next grade, I don't think they're like mentally like mature enough for that, because most of them, they still like act their age. They're just smart, and that's something they can't help.
Yeah,
they're smart, like they can't help that.
That's
but
one area.
Yeah, exactly. But in the other area, they're not ready to go from kindergarten to 1st grade. My sister was skipped, and it was the worst thing they could have done. She was miserable because her friends, she was still playing with dolls and telling, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I played games on the computer with my daddy, and all her other friends were like doing big girl stuff, and they couldn't relate to her, so she rarely had friends because she just wasn't ready. Like, the kids couldn't relate to her because she still, even though she was really smart, she wasn't mature enough to be around the older kids, and she hated it. That's why I was telling Mark, I was like, Lennox is very smart, and I know they're going to want to skip him. I know, because they go to my mom's preschool, and he does Augie's work, but he's not ready to go to kindergarten with Augie at all. Lennox is a baby. I have him on my hip right now. He's a baby.
Yeah.
It's because too, like, we didn't give him enough time to like really mature. You know what I mean? Like we got to remember, like, some kids mature slower than others, right? So he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready to give up that spot of being the baby of the family yet. You know what I mean? Like, he, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, when he acts like a baby, I be looking like, stop acting like that. You gotta, but it's like, well, you kind of forcing his growth process. You know what I mean? Like, you trying to speed it up.
And so I think, like, I think this carried on. Like, we humans do this to each other in a lot of areas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I've said this to you before. Are you frozen?
Nah.
Oh, I thought you're free. Then you held that pose for a long time. It looked like your head looked like the computer froze. But yeah, like, all right, so like thinking that because somebody excels in one area, that they need to have that same level of competence in every other area of their life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I've seen this. I think I told you this before, Mark. Like, I've seen this in marriage counseling. I had this one couple that, because they excelled like highly in other areas of their life, all of their arguments was that, well, he shouldn't do this because he should know better because he can do this. She shouldn't do this. She should know better because she can do this. And I'm like, okay, the one area that neither one of y'all have excelled at is the area of communication, and y'all not excelling in that area because you keep on looking at the other areas saying that you should be good in this one. Dang. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, why do we do that to each other? You know what I'm saying? Like, you should know. Saying all this, like, because they did good at one other thing, you know? And it's like, okay, we don't give each other grace to mature for real. And it's like, you know, I think about even, you know, when you brought up the kids, it's like, think about some things that took you 20 years to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been having jobs since I was 18, but I didn't learn about actually saving money until I was 31. You know what I'm saying? Like, that took a long time, bro. That took a long time.
What was that? That's 11, 12, 13 years. 13 years.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I've had more than 13 jobs within those 13 years. I've had a bunch of jobs. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we really got to give each other grace to, like, mature. And I think that the parent-child situation, you almost remove yourself from their growth process, and you want to make it seem like you're here and you know it all so that you can guide your child. But I think it's the other way around. I think it's the way to guide a child is to be humble with them. You know what I'm saying? To feel like you're learning life along as they're learning life, and you can just pour back into everything that you're learning, but still you don't know everything yet, you know? And I think that when you humble yourself as a parent, then that's really what that is you're bringing yourself down to the level of your child to say, dang, I don't know everything either. And that's hard for parents.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what I'm
I'll be
saying?
honest. That is, I ain't gonna lie. I got an arrogance issue. I'm trying to work through now.
I really recommend for a first time parent or just any parent to take a child development class because
Oh
that
yeah,
will
I
help
took
you
child development too.
understand. That will help you understand a lot. Because I took child development classes, I think sometimes I get frustrated with Mark because it's like, dude, they're not gonna
Yeah.
think like you. They're not gonna have this same understanding as you. But that's why I was like, it's highly recommended. Just take one child development class, and then it will be more clear to you.
That's true.
That's why,
I really do agree with that, Jasmine. Because I took child development by accident. Well, I did it on purpose, but I did it for girls. I knew girls
I was like, that
was
wasn't no
gonna be in that
accident.
class. So that's why I took it. But I'm glad I did, you know.
But
And
see,
that was just for
here's
one
the thing.
semester, and I learned a lot in that semester. It
yes, you
teaches you
do.
to not
Yes,
to learn that a child is not whole, just like people aren't whole.
exactly,
They are whole,
exactly.
but they have different areas of learning. You know what I'm saying?
And just because you
levels.
tell them something one time, they're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna get it. Parenting is an ongoing thing. That's why parents they get so frustrated. Like, see the parents say like, oh, you know, their child was potty trained and then they started peeing in the bed and I spanked them. It's like,
Like
but
for
me
what?
for peeing in the bed. And it's like,
Oh, for
even as
real.
adults, it's like even adults have accidents.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's like that just because like, okay, you see that they're having they're not having accidents. So it's like, oh, now that you have one accident, I'm gonna punish you for it. It takes time. It takes 7 years. It takes a child to 7 years old to technically fully be potty trained. And even then they may still have accidents. But just because your child is, you know, not peeing on themselves at 2 years old, they can go all day in underwear. It's still time with that. It's till they're 7 years old. That's the average age for a child to be fully potty trained is 7 years old.
And you think because you heard them recite a song that they
Yes,
be able to
exactly. Or you know that's their favorite line. You know, they should be out of them pull-ups because this and that. Some kids they develop slowly. Just because one child was potty trained at 2 years old, it may take another child to 4 years old to be potty trained.
Yeah.
We have to stop like comparing our kids to other people and what, you know, like Mark said, the culture is saying that this is the age your child should do this. This is the age your child should do that.
I'll be honest, like me and my wife have butt heads like bad because of my lack of understanding and arrogance. You know what I'm saying? Like there's been a lot of times like she'll understand, like she's had to like literally like get me to like chill and help me to see the situation in the right lens, because like how I was seeing it was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like she'll like let me know, like, no, babe, that's not what he was doing. He was doing this, or no, babe, like he was trying to tell you this. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? And even then sometimes like, you know what I'm saying, like the conversation would get, you know, debated longer because I'm being arrogant. I'm like, well, he should be, you know, he's smart. And blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like you said, like just because they excel well, you know, now in one area or they're mature in one area does not mean that in another area they're just as good. They might be like, you know what I'm saying, like still like on level 1 in one area and be on level 10 in another area. And it's like you can't be mad.
And I want to just say this, and I'll leave y'all alone.
No, you good. You good.
You good, babe.
Because this is something that like I even struggle with, and I had to get out of that. That I just want to stop by and say that a parent should not be embarrassed because their kid isn't developing as fast as another kid.
Say that.
Like,
say that. People
because
that.
I found myself with my oldest son. He didn't really talk until he was 3. And even now that he's 4, he still like doesn't talk as clear as, you know, an average 4-year-old. And I struggle with like, oh my God, like somebody's going to ask him a question and he's not going to be able to answer. He's going to be still talking baby talk. Like, you know, and it's like, and then they go into, how old is he? Oh, he should be talking. And I had to realize my child is not going to develop as fast as another child, or my child may develop faster than this child. but I shouldn't be embarrassed because of this. You know,
Right.
It's
Right.
Because even with Eden is 16 months, can talk, tell us what, not just repeat after us, can talk and tell us the things that she wants. She'll tell us she want oatmeal. She'll tell us she want water, like everything. And she's still not walking. And it's like, I still find myself struggling with like, oh my God, if people see her and I'm carrying her, you know, they're going to be wondering why she's not walking. Oh, I'm a bad parent because she's not walking. And all
It's
this
like
stuff.
we automatically just look at the thing that they're not doing.
Yes, instead of seeing that she's been talking since she was 11 months.
Yeah.
They don't see that.
Right,
They just see like, oh, she's 15 months. You know, like Mark said, the culture, our baby's walking at 8, 9 months. What's wrong with your baby?
Oh, and can I say this? Can I say this? Can I
Yep.
say this? Can I say this? Can I say this? Because I think your parents are on too. So I think I can't say this. Like grandparents. Like I get that
you can say it. I can't.
Maybe you want to brag on us. I don't know if that's the case. But don't keep on saying, well, you was doing this at this age. You was doing
Come
that.
on now.
Come on, don't do
I
that.
don't say that.
Don't do
Come on.
that.
Oh, wait, what?
I don't say that.
Don't do that. Because you know.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
You know, because here's one aspect of it that came to me recently that I don't know if parents realize that they're doing. Like, if one side of the family is consistently doing that and saying that about one child, especially if one child really excelled in that area when they was younger, you know what you're making the other parent feel like? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're almost making the other parent feel like, oh, this is my fault that they're slow in this area. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is
Right.
because you're almost saying, well, it's not because of you, because you was doing this at this age. So what's your problem? You know, what's the problem with this kid? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what now where are you saying the blame is coming from? Either my skills or my partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it DNA or is it my skills? So either way, that's bad. Either way, that's bad.
It is.
Like,
Yeah, and it's
come on,
highly
man.
offensive. It's highly offensive. Highly
It
offensive.
I need to chime in.
Oh, go ahead.
I had to try to get Mark to understand that his brother didn't pick up in classwork like he did. Mark excelled just about in everything except for science.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to try to get him to understand I need to take more time with your brother because he's not getting it. And he was just, he wasn't
a
mean big brother.
He
was a mean big brother.
I was spoiled.
No,
spoiled.
he wasn't. No, he just didn't do his work
I was
fast.
spoiled.
Certain things bored him.
I was
And
spoiled.
he couldn't. You know what? I'm going to knock you out.
I was spoiled.
So this one particular night, I'm helping his brother. And I know Mark loves attention. Jasmine, I feel sorry for you. Mark loves attention. But I'm trying to help his brother with his schoolwork. So Mark goes in the kitchen and he decides he's going to start playing with the fire.
No, not the story. Oh.
So
I'm interested.
He throws the paper in the trash can. And he didn't even put it out. So I get to smelling something like burning. And I seen Mark when he passed me, he was mumbling. But I'm trying to help his brother get his homework done. And I'm like, okay, I'm smelling it. I'm like, so I get up and I go in the kitchen and it gets stronger. Then I look back on the back porch and I see this fire coming out this bucket. I was like, that Mark, that really frustrated me. But at the time, I didn't know Mark demanded my attention like he did. He really demanded my attention. And that's what I didn't understand. But I was so mad at him. I went in that room because he went and got in the bed. And I guess my face must have told it all. I said, I'm going to tell your daddy on you. I was so mad at him. I wanted to beat him down. I said, you about to burn up my house. I was so mad.
Oh my
at him,
goodness.
but not realizing what was going on.
Oh.
And when you become parents, you don't know. There's no manual that comes with the say.
You don't know.
You might have this
know.
and you might have that. You know, they might do this and they might. My sister, she helped me a whole lot with my children. I used to, and I'm gonna tell you, I used to whoop Mark because he would pee on himself, not realizing what I was doing. So my sister said, Ironetta, did that do any good? I said, no. She said, okay. So after that, I didn't whoop, him anymore. I just like, okay. So the rest of them, when they came around, I didn't whoop them. I just waited until they got potty trained. Oh, I'm not going to tell a story about Josh, but anyway, but I didn't whoop him. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Right.
Because what he did, I was like, and I asked my mother about it, and she was saying, well, he felt comfortable at home. Now he wouldn't pee when he go out, but at home, he did, but he didn't feel comfortable peeing when he was out on himself. Right. So, but when he went to school and he came back home one day, he went to the bathroom. I looked, I was like, oh, he done went to the bathroom. And so I didn't, I began to understand, children after my sister, she talked to me, a long time and let me know. And she was saying, another thing that frustrated me is when they wouldn't eat and stuff when we went out. Mm-hmm. She said, Ironetta, what you do, you pack that food up and you have it for them when they get home or when they ask for it. Because they're going to come back and ask for it. Right now, they're just not ready to eat. So I was fine with that when they was little. If they didn't eat it right then, okay, fine. I'm going to pack it up, take it home or whatever, and let them eat when they get home. She helped me to understand all that.
Yeah, I understand that too, because I think my first resolve used to be too, I would get mad if I feel like I'm wasting money. Like, you gonna come out here. Yeah.
Right. And but kids, each one is different.
Yep.
And you can't treat them all the same. And I pray, Mark, that I didn't treat y'all all the same, because y'all used to tell me about Glow. She just spoiled.
Oh my God, man.
Mark
we didn't understand at the time.
And didn't realize I took them more than I took Gloria. Gloria didn't go a lot of places that they went. And when she found out, she'd be like, Mom, but they felt as though she got more than them, but she really didn't.
So
she didn't get as much as what they got. And I don't know if you understand that to this day, Mark.
No, let me help you
Some
understand.
Siblings don't be understanding.
Look, let me put this in a
what?
And Mom, I thank you for exposing me on the live. Appreciate that. It's gonna be entitled. The clip is gonna be entitled "Mom Exposes Son on Live Stream." No, it's good. You good, Mom? You good?
Can I say something, babe?
Wait. Yeah. Go ahead.
I thank God for giving me like the wisdom to know, like, okay, because remember when we found out that Lennox could read at 2?
Yeah.
Augie was like, and we were all at my mom's house. We was like so excited. We was like, what word is this, honey? What word is that? What word is this? And Augie was like in the back, like, pointing out stuff that he knew. But it's like, I thank God for the wisdom, because to know, like, he's feeling like, oh, nobody's paying attention to me. And I made a big deal about him too. Because I never want my kids to feel like I treated another kid better than the other. And I know sometimes we're not perfect as parents, right? But if it's stuff that I can control, I'm gonna control that situation and make it like everything better for them. Because even like with just like even simple things like if Mark want a monster truck, it's like I'll get Lenny a monster truck too. Because you never know how they feel. Like, it's like to us, it's like, oh, it's not a big deal. You get toys all the time too. Your brother just like this. I'm just getting for your brother this time. But you get stuff all the time.
Yeah.
It's not okay. It's not a good feeling. And I knew like that day, it's like, okay, let me show Augie some attention too. Let me show Augie some attention too. Because you never know like how things like, because trauma can happen at any time. It's like they grow up and it's like, oh, that wasn't a big deal. Why are you so like, why did that affect you so much? But it's like, you're not him. You don't know how things affect him.
Yeah.
So first, I do want to. So I'm gonna piggyback off my wife real quick, and then jump back to what I was gonna say. But I'm glad that my wife had pointed that out that night, because I don't think any of us, including myself, we realized like what was going on, because we were so like hung over the amazement of Lennox reading. Like, yo, like this dude is reading. Like this dude is looking at stuff by himself. Nobody's saying anything. He's just like look at crayons, like red, green, blue. Like he's
and the
not
crayon said kiwi.
Yeah, like, and that's how we knew it wasn't based off of the color, because there were certain words that there were certain crayons that we know like you ain't never like knew before per se. You're looking at it and reading it. So that's how we, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, like this dude can read. What the heck? You know what I'm saying? So we just all in amazement.
It took y'all by surprise.
Yeah. and so, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I have noticed a lot since then. Like, okay, Mark does like attention too, because when like, I'll be like, oh, high five, Lennox. Mark looks like, oh yeah, high five. And it's like, I'm only talking to him, but it's like, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? It's like a Me Too thing, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, you got to make sure that, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you feel like he only doing it because of Me Too and you don't really agree with the whole Me Too thing, just do it anyways, because if you don't, that can cause a lot of issues.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
had
saying?
to
That
start
can cause
thinking
a lot
about
of
this
issues.
too with my daughter too. Like it
It
probably
can, sorry.
me too, but a lot of it's me first. Like I was doing it with her first. You know what I'm saying? Before my son was around. So I think sometimes she's probably remembering some of that. Because sometimes she shows like, yo, like we used to do that. You know what I'm saying? You used to get excited at me over that. Yeah, so
my mom so
it
that
cause,
whole, huh?
No, I'm saying it can also cause tension between the kids and jealousy.
Right.
And then by mistreating their siblings or not liking their siblings just based off the parents' mistakes. And I seen that for I seen the child, the March. The dad took the youngest son to a baseball game. And the dad signed up the youngest son for basketball because the youngest son was better at basketball and the oldest wasn't as good. And he would mistreat his brother. And it's like, why are you doing your brother like that? Why? And then it came out that he started crying and was like, my dad took so-so to the baseball game. I had to stay home. And I wanted to play basketball too, but my brother was better. And my dad didn't said that I wasn't ready. And it's like, you have to watch that too.
Yeah.
It's like, you just, as parents, we just have to use wisdom. And then you wonder why. It's like, why don't he like his brother? Why did he mistreat him? Why aren't they close? It could be stuff that the parents did as well. And parents making a difference too. We may be unconsciously making a difference and we may not favor the child over the other, but it's just, we just have to use wisdom when it comes to our kids and watch out for certain stuff. Because we don't want to try to cause tension between our kids because of something that we did too.
Yeah, right. I'm definitely with that. Like I've definitely like had talks with my wife where it's like we try to make sure like we're not treating one better than the other or anything like that, or you know, we make a separation between them because of things like that. Because it's like we like our thing is if you can avoid, you know what I'm saying, situations or feelings and all that stuff, if you can avoid issues, then do so. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because as it's our job as parents to make sure that we cover our children. But at the same time, we know we can't cover them from everything. So we try to make sure that we cover them from whenever we believe that we can. And then we have in mind, like, you know what I'm saying, as they grow older, to just teach them what we, you know what I'm saying, like what they can to navigate life, because everybody's going to have things, you know, issues and things like that to navigate, you know what I mean, along the way. Like no matter how good of a parent you are, your child is going to have some type of issue with something. You know what I'm saying? It could be something as little as, well, maybe not a little, but it could be something like, oh, because maybe you always bought them stuff because you feel like you want to buy them things that you never had, but then you never teach them how to manage money. So now they got a money issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It may not
There's
necessarily be
always
like an emotional mental issue, but it's like there's still some type of issue that, because at the end of the day, we're not going to catch everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my wife said, we're not, you know, we're not perfect parents, but the greatest parents in the world are those that can look and say, okay, I'm not perfect, but I'm gonna do the best I can. And then whatever I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is, but I'll help my child whenever they do come to me too. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know what I mean? Like we got 5 minutes left. So I wanted to try to play a game. I didn't get a chance to spend as much time on the game because it was going to take more than 5 minutes, 4 minutes. So I was going to do like a Family Feud style game, but we didn't get to it like we wanted to. But there was a really dope conversation.
It was really good.
Like that's why I didn't really try to interrupt it, because I was like, this is really good. But what we will do is we're gonna do this like first things first next week. That's gonna be fun. Is when we have enough people on the live call, we will, you know, make that available to everybody to play. Because I think it's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like we like to have fun on here too. I know we can talk about deep stuff, but you know what I'm saying, we like to have fun too. So shout out to my family, you know what I'm saying, for coming on. My wife, my mom, my dad, my brother. My dad didn't say nothing this time, which I'm kind of shocked, you know what I'm saying? My dad usually got some gems that he's like, let me chime in with this real quick. But I know my dad still got the gems. He's just storing them up probably for next week or something like that, or next time you get on. So it's all good. But let me just say this real quick, man. The whole trash can thing, man, it just wasn't my fault. It wasn't. It got to make this clear. It wasn't on fire. It had a little spark, and I didn't know it was gonna do that. And I had two choices to make because I was trying to hide it. It was either throw it outside in the backyard or put it in the trash can. All I thought was if I throw it out in the backyard, the whole backyard gonna go up in flames. Put it in the trash can.
But he didn't even say nothing to me. He just passed me on.
He threw it away and walked away.
But see, that's what happens when your child is scared for their life. They're not gonna say nothing. They're scared for their life. They try to run. Like she said, I went to my bedroom. Like as soon as she said, what the heck is this? She went in there and she looked at it. I was gone. I was like, no. So I was scared for my life. I thought my mom was gonna kill me. I thought, huh?
Mark, I gotta say, considering your mindset at that moment, I gotta say the trash can was a better alternative.
Thank you. I'm just saying it was the better alternative than blowing up the whole backyard. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's a lesser of two.
I didn't know you was on here. What's up, Josh?
Yeah, he's not gonna be here. He doesn't turn the video.
I just woke up like 10 minutes ago.
But yeah, so never mind. So yeah, next week we will play a Family Feud style game. A flip the switch version of it though. I'm gonna make it different. We're not asking 100 people, you know, would you rather eat no, what condiments did you prefer on your burger? I'm not doing 100 people. I'm not asking 100 people on that. That's too much time. I ain't got time for 100 people for 5 different questions. That's 500 people basically.
Right.
But no, we're gonna have fun. I'm gonna do a family flip the switch style Family Feud game next week. So please be here. So we got some fun with that. It's gonna be lit as it always is. Y'all bring the energy as y'all always do. And you got any last words? You got the last words. You got the last words this week.
And I just want to say, like, yo, all the way from circumcision to peeing on yourself to whoopings, like I feel like all of this conversation really just shows that what we need more is more humble parents. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I feel like God is calling right now by this conversation, is that we just need more humble parents. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. You ain't perfect. Your kids ain't perfect either, but we got to be humble parents though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I feel like the resolve is after this show.
Oh, look, I'm with it. Be a game changer, have fun, and we out.